Cloud. All right, welcome. Welcome to the Scott and Jay Zoom.
That's right. The Scott and Jay Zoom.
Or the Jay and Scott Zoom.
No, it doesn't matter. That's fine.
Well, in my computer, it's like if you read left to right, I see Jay on my left side. Jay and Scott.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I just see your pretty face. That's all I see.
Yep. And I'm representing today.
Yes, you are. It's a nice hat you got there.
Yep. And I've got my TBP.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
representing
good,
all the way.
You got all your guitars hung up in the back.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to sell mine.
Yeah. Well, my problem is it's just like, I'm not going to play. And I'm not going to play the sixes anymore. So,
No.
I mean, that's just it, So, I mean, I'm not going to sell my Robin. I'm going to have it rebuilt. So,
yeah. You might as well have it for just to have it.
Yeah. That's all.
It's like Jamie, he has 2 7s, and the 6 is when the 2 7s are like both needing some kind of work.
Right.
That's it. That's the only time he plays the 6. It's just in case, it's the backup.
Yeah, I'm just finding that it's like, it really is weird looking down at the fretboard and being like, oh, wait, how many strings are on this guitar? Because I can't tell you how many times, like the other night when we played, I tried to, fret an A chord, but I fretted an E chord instead. Or I tried to do an open G chord, but I did it with a low B. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I would do. I'd reach right up to that low B. And
yeah, you can't help it. I was literally, at times I was just staring at the fretboard going, okay, I need to play this chord. Like, look at what you're doing. Watch, make sure it goes to the right place. So,
listen, man, it's going to be worth the effort.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Totally worth the effort to make that happen.
It definitely
go
is.
7, because it'll make you more versatile. You'll be able to do a lot more stuff.
Yeah. So what I'm going to end up doing is in the end game, I finally made like a final decision here. The end game here is going to be that I obviously I'm going to sell everything, but in 2 weeks, I'm going to get my new laptop.
Okay.
And I get paid because like, I'm just, I'm really making a lot of headway on like paying down on my credit card debt and everything else. And I just don't want to I'm like, listen, I can wait another 2 weeks. It's no big deal. And then,
debt free is the only way, man. Debt free is the only way.
So I'm doing great on that. And then 2 weeks after that, I'm going to buy a Kemper profiler, a powered Kemper profiler. So I can use it as a head as well. So I'll just use it. Yeah. And what's cool about that is that like, because I was talking to Rusty about it, because he's got like a Splon and an Ubershaw, and he's got all these amps, and right now he's got them all set up because he's putting together a new pickup with a company. And I was looking at him and I was like, all right, so which one? Because I can get the 6505 for like $1,500, or I can get the like the Ubershaw for 25, or the EVH 5150 Black Stealth for that's $2,500. You know what I mean? So it's an extra $1,000. So like I was saying to him, like, what, like, is it worth it to spend an extra $1,000 to get the the 5150 Black Stealth at 100 watts than to have the 6505 at 100? You know what I mean? Like, I'm going through all this. And you know what he says to me, because he has a Kemper as well. He goes, Jay, your best bet is just buy a Kemper, buy a powered Kemper, and you can plug your 4x12 into it and you're good to go. And then he's like, all those amps you see right there, he's like, you can have all of them.
Right. You model each whatever you want.
And he's like, and if you want, like, he goes, I can literally, he says, because he has a Kemper as well, he goes, I can literally profile each one of those amplifiers for you in my Kemper, and then I can email you the file.
Email it. Yeah,
and then you can put, so you can have all those without having to pay for them. You know what I mean? So he's like, so you can, it's like, he's like, people gave me those amplifiers.
Wow.
Like, you know what I mean? Like they were given to me. So it's like, that's, let's, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's
a no-brainer.
He's like, yeah, just, and not only that, like the Kemper's on sale right now for like, like just under $2,000.
It's awesome.
And the powered one is nice because he's like, it's powered and it has a whole suite of effects, right? So it's like you have all the effects in there, you have everything's in there, everything's in one place.
Sure.
And he's like, and again, he says it's not a modeling amp, So it's not, the amp's not trying to recreate what you did. It's using the actual sound that you profiled. So he's like, so that's what he's like, that's what you should do. So I'm just gonna, so that's where the direction I'm headed. So unless somebody buys even if somebody bought my Marshall tomorrow, I'd just use the angle until right.
You could use the angle, keep the angle, and use it for rehearsals.
Yeah, well, that's what I am going to keep the angle. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna get rid of that. There's the two things.
That thing,
the Robin
for rehearsal.
Yeah, the Robin and the angle are not going anywhere. I'm hanging on to those two. So which is so that's what's happening as far as like guitar stuff goes. And then eventually I'll buy another 7-string, but there's no
need right now. Get used to the one you got.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
And speaking of stuff that you're selling, the only hits that I've gotten so far on Marketplace are people that they're looking for trades and stuff like that. And I'm like, now I'm acting like you. I'm like saying, no, I'm not trying to, maintain my inventory. I'm trying to reduce it and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Not really. Thanks though. And people they've been nice. Nobody trying to lowball it or anything like that. Just people looking for trades. So it might take a little longer just because whatever the economy, but
that's okay.
It'll get there.
I got somebody on Reverb looking at my Charvel, and he came in. I said 700, and he was like 580, and I was like, dude, I can't sell it for 500. That was a $1,300 guitar last year.
Yeah, I mean, to come in at 700 is already
I've already priced
low.
it to sell. So and plus I'm giving you a soft case with it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because there's no need for me to have my cases anymore because I have a case. You know what I mean? So
now with Reverb, do you have to do shipping, or are you just getting local people?
I'm doing local pickup right now. If they don't sell, and this guy's like, can you meet me in Hartford because I'm coming from Massachusetts? And I'm like, I'll drive up to Hartford for $700. No big deal, right? But we'll see what he says. But I'm not. Yeah, I'm not like no. I'm not going down to 580 and
Heck no.
We'll just wait. So I appreciate you putting that stuff up there.
Yeah, no, not a problem at all. So I'll just keep you posted on the hits and stuff. They'll come. They'll keep coming.
I you know what? I'm not desperate for the money. So it's like, it's not about that. It's just literally about like, I don't like having a lot of stuff hanging around.
No, I know. Right place, right time. Put that money back in your pocket. That's all.
It. It'll help pay for the other stuff. That's
exactly.
all. That's it.
Exactly.
That's literally all I'm doing with it. You know what I mean? And it drives me nuts when I see things like just collecting dust.
Right.
Which is what's happening.
Exactly. It'll take care of the Kemper. I mean, all this stuff behind me, all that stuff right there. Yeah. I play it. Except for that guy right there, the Seagull. Yeah. That's my first. I won't get rid of that because that was given to me as a gift when I was first starting, when I said I'm going to take guitar lessons. I learned on that guitar.
Oh, really? Okay.
And a friend of mine, I was shopping for a guitar, waiting, save the money to get the right thing. And he goes, no, I've got 2 guitars and I'm going to give you one of mine. And he kept his Fender and he gave me his Seagull. I think I got the better guitar. And because Fender doesn't make good acoustic guitars. But anyway, I learned on it. I'll never, ever get rid of it. Ever. So.
Right. Yeah, you might as well just hold on to it, right?
But the other 3,
the Robin was like the first guitar.
Yeah, you don't get rid of that.
Yeah, I ever really bought, like, this was a guitar. I went to like the music store and was like, my first guitar before this I bought like from a friend. You know what I mean? Like he was updating his guitar and I bought it for like his, I think I bought a Hondo for like $100 or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't even know where that guitar is, but this was my this black one is my this was my baby for the longest time.
Oh, you never get rid of that.
Yeah. And the
never.
So, and also the Vox already, like I told you, my friend already took the Vox, already sold the Vox.
Oh yeah.
He already took the Vox.
Yeah. For $150. I mean, geez.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. I was just like, because they're going for like $250.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Price to sell.
And it's got a couple of dings on it or whatever else. And, but it still works perfectly,
Yeah.
But I don't use it. So it's just sitting there,
Yeah. So get $150 and.
Yep. Didn't get it out of my house.
Exactly.
That's the whole idea, dude.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what's going on there. So that's kind of what my plan is right now. And also with the profiler too, like if we go into record anything, in the studio, we can use any amp we want.
Right. That's where it's going to make sense. Next stuff that we record,
Yeah,
you
like
know,
you guys too. Like you just like you guys can just plug into that, and you can
take charge.
Yeah, and then it won't have to be like, oh, we're gonna use, because as much as I love the Mesa Boogie cabinets, like I didn't like that Mesa Boogie amp. Those amps.
That thing's kind of like a boulder, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like this big old rock, you know what I mean? And
it's not tight enough for me. That's my personal opinion.
I agree.
That's just my thing. But then again, my Marshall doesn't sound good with the 7-string either. You start playing that low B, and and the Marshall's like, yeah, it's not made for that. You know what I'm saying?
Not big enough to handle it. It's not the right.
Yeah, it's not. Which is fine. I mean, the bottom six are fine.
What do you think you're gonna model through the Kemper for the 7-string?
Oh, I mean, what I'm gonna do is I mean, the amps that I was considering buying were like, the 6505, the Bogner Uberschall, right?
Right.
These are all like heavy, heavy metal amps.
Any Laney stuff at all, or
no? I was just gonna go, but I mean, but what's nice is that you can go online and people have all their amps modeled in there, so I can download whatever I want.
Right. You can get
it's all out
want.
there. But like the threes that I want to try and really see how it sounds is the 65,
Bogner,
the Bogner, the 6505, and then the Splawn. I want to see like how those are, because the Splawn that Rusty has, he designed it.
Oh,
like he helped design that amp. He was talking to the Splawn people and everything. So it's
wow. Yeah, okay, well that's cool. So I mean, and those are built for
your
sound.
Yeah, the 7-string.
The J Swift sound too.
Yeah,
the sound that we get.
Because my thing is that like like there's some amps out there that do metal really well, and then you can do a bunch of other stuff with them and everything. Like I don't do anything else.
No.
So so to me it's like, oh, do you need a versatile amp? I really don't, because I'm not a versatile player.
You're a rock player.
Yeah,
you're a rock / metal player. Right, you're
probably,
a shredder.
Yeah, I'm gonna run through the wall. That's what I'm gonna do. Like that's how I play my guitar.
But the cool thing is that like in our band, in this, you bring the edge to, in some of our songs that are more melodic, you know, and you bring that edge, and then the songs like, One of a Kind and Trust, Risen, whatever, those songs that God Soldiers that really rock.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Those are in my wheelhouse. So
those just fits.
Yeah.
It just fits.
And it's nice because you got like songs like Come Near and stuff like that, I kind of put I add an edge to it, a little bit of, like drive to that song that may not have necessarily been there before. Right.
No doubt.
Even like something like The Road, right? It's kind of like, it just kind of
same thing,
a little bit more punch, which is good. But yeah,
I love that, because that to me rounds out the song the proper way, the right way. Takes it to.
Yeah, I think we lucked out. I was just a really good fit for you guys, and and everybody gets along, and
vice versa.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it wasn't just me; it was like kind of everybody. Like it all just fit, And another thing too, I'm gonna buy Don's bass.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna, and because I was looking at other basses, I think Don's bass is like the ugliest thing. I can't ever imagine anybody looking at that on the shelf and going, I need to have one.
Hey, man, we're recording this, Soda.
Yeah, no, that's okay. No, I don't care. Is Don gonna hate me because I think his bass?
No, he's not gonna care what you say about it.
I'm sure he's not.
Say whatever you want.
But the thing is, though, is it plays really well. It sounds really good. I have it in my hands, and then this is the most important part. Regardless, even if I buy like a good cheap bass for a couple $100, if I'm gonna give money away to somebody, I might as well just. I'd rather pay Don $300 than give it to Guitar Center, right? Like, why? Why am I giving it to Guitar Center where I can get just as good as a bass for basically the same price, maybe an extra $50, right? And then Don gets the money. So it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense in the world for me to pay somebody else when I could just pay him. So, I'll give him money. I'll surprise him. I'll surprise him on Tuesday. And I'll be like, but you got to go buy something musical with this $300.
That's right. There's a caveat.
Go buy a big 15-inch cabinet that you can like blow us away with or something. Here, give me a second. Let me go pour some hot water in my tea. I've been so busy doing stuff. Shannon was here last night, so I didn't get to do any of my Friday stuff.
Right, I gotcha. Yeah. I guess unless I talk We'll have to edit this part out. Right.
Dude, you're gonna love this.
Talk to me.
So, like I know I've mentioned that my dad and my brother don't get along, right? Pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like since Michael was like 4, right? You know what I mean? Like they've been scrapping since then, right? So the refrigerator dies upstairs. Mike calls my dad, says, "Hey, Mr. Landlord, your refrigerator died." So my dad says, "Call somebody, have them come out, check it out, and see what, see what's going on." So of course Mike calls somebody. It's going to cost like $150 to come out. Sure. They're going to charge you $200 to fix it. It's going to, then the parts are probably going to be 100 or so, right? So Mike's like, I can get a new fridge for $700, right? All makes sense, right? Like I get that. So what does Mike do? Goes and buys a fridge for $700, and then when I send in the rent, he takes $700 off of it. Right. So he didn't follow my dad's instructions. It wasn't even respectful. He's just like, nope, this is the right thing to do, and this is what I'm doing it, because I'm not going to be without a fridge. Now, granted, like Mike probably would have been without a fridge for a week. Do I think my father would have ended up buying one? And well, see, here's the thing. We have a second fridge in the garage.
Okay.
It works just fine. We could have just brought it upstairs. So now So now my dad texts my brother, because he's had enough of my brother anyway. He says, "Hey, listen, if I don't have that $700 by the 12th of the month, your mother and I are no longer renting the house. You guys are going to have to leave."
Oh my God. Oh my God.
But the worst part is they get in an argument, and my dad's in a text argument. My brother Billy and I are like, really? Like, we're gonna disown each other over a refrigerator. So anyway, they're going out. They're going out, and Billy and I are like, "Oh my God!" And Billy looks at me and he's like, "Dude, you're so screwed. You're so screwed. These two knuckleheads are gonna destroy everything." And then so the best part is that this is Mike's like, so Mike at one point accused my dad of treating Billy and I better than he treats him, right? Which is true. But my dad always denies that. So anyway, then Mike goes, "I can't bring that refrigerator upstairs because Jay uses the refrigerator in the garage." So what does my dad say? "Hey, if Jay needed a refrigerator, I'd just go out and buy him one."
Oh my God.
So Billy's like, no.
Dad, you're perpetuating this thing.
So Mike's got to come out with $700. He's doing one of two things. He's either paying my dad $700 or he's leaving. Because my dad didn't say he was evicting him. My dad's just saying, "Hey, like, I'm not going to rent the house anymore. I'm going to sell it."
Right. So you're out.
So yeah, like, that's it. That's the whole, there it is, that's, so that's the, and then Billy's laughing because Billy knows exactly what my dad intends to do. My dad intends to get Mike out and then tell me, "Yeah, you can stay. Don't worry about it."
Of course. He's not going to kick you out. For what?
He already told me I can stay as long as I want. Don't worry about it. When you're done, I'll sell the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except the only difference is that if I'm here by myself, like the lawn will get mowed. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Basically, but anyway, yes. I was like, when he said, "If your brother Jay needed a refrigerator, I would just buy him one."
That's hilarious.
No. What are you thinking?
Man.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, here, let me finish my tea. We'll get down to business.
Yeah, do it. Get it. Go get it. Cheers.
All right.
Gotta have your tea.
Yeah, well, I gotta have my tea before I do. I make Rusty wait too. Oh, hold on a second. I gotta make my coffee. I'll be right back.
He's like, "I don't care. You're paying me."
Yeah, like I'm on the clock, Jay. You can do whatever you want.
Do what you want, Jay. Whatever you want to do with your.
I think the last lesson that I had, we talked about amplifiers and all this stuff. I don't think we plucked a note on the guitar the whole time. He goes, "Hey man, how'd you like that lesson?" I'm like, "Hey dude, you answered all my questions, so we're good."
That's right. Well, see, it's more than just touching the guitar too. There's a lot of stuff you learn and you pick up without even touching the guitar, and stuff that he knows that you don't know that he's sharing and pouring into you.
Right. Like literally telling me, don't go spend $2,500 on one of these amplifiers.
You know
what I mean, yeah,
go get yourself a sticking Kemper, and I'll send you the links.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'll just, I'll send you everything you need. You know what else too? Like the Kemper will allow me to like not, it's not like I won't be changing the Blameless Project sound.
Not at all.
Right. When I come in with the Kemper, whereas like if I come in with the Uberschall, that might've been, a completely different, maybe too much.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So
yeah. So like on the Kemper, you could dial in a Marshall and use that for TVP.
Yeah. Like there's like 200 presets, and the 200 presets are like, everything you can imagine. You know what I mean? So yeah. So it's like, so even then, the first day one, I'll be able to dial in a JCM 800 and just be like, okay, I'll just play through this. No big deal.
Yeah. Oh well.
yeah. So it'll be cool.
Yeah. That is absolutely perfect.
Yeah. We're just gonna have to make Don carry my 4x12 in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. That's actually the whole deal.
What I could do
and turn off the lights.
It's powered, so even if I brought my angle, I could just plug that speaker into the back of the.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or maybe I could just buy a 1x12 and just leave it there.
Absolutely. Nothing's gonna happen with that.
Yeah, we should do that. Just
a passive 1x12. Shoot, man, there might even be one there.
Yeah, right there you go.
I have to look in the back room because we have a bunch of passive speakers back there that are
just really
sitting. I think so. Yeah. So I'll see if there's something there.
You know what else too? I could actually put it into the PA.
Well, absolutely. You just plug it into the box.
Yep. That's it. That's it. We're good. Yeah, so then
we'll definitely hear you.
Yeah.
All the time.
Everywhere.
Which is fine with me.
Yeah.
Fine with me.
Tom will be like, "Jay, you're killing me. Please, I can't. Like, my left ear, I'm deaf."
No, I think we do that, and then we start running everybody through the system and recording it that way.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. So yeah, I also think like the Kemper is going to be nice too, because it'll allow me to, like one, I need to get the computer so I can start recording again. Two, the Kemper, I'll also be able to do it directly with the Kemper.
Right. Exactly.
So I could record at any time. It's no big deal, which is nice because I can, with the electronic drums, I can record those anytime without making any noise.
Right.
Which is cool too. So, all right. So
check this out. This is what I'm using right now. This is my Pro Tools 1.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Pro Tools first. And I started working on, my problem is I have to clean up this computer because this thing will use up too much CPU.
Yep.
And so I'm working on that. Charlie's helping me with it. And I have an old Boss drum machine. It's the the DR550.
Okay.
And so I'm able to, and I don't know if we'll be able to hear it if I play it, but I've got a drum part recorded. I'm able to tap right. Let's see if it comes through. No, it's not going to come through while we're playing. I've got it connected, but anyway, I got to figure out how I can play stuff back to you, like when we do.
Oh, okay.
Right. And so anyway, it's like I use this and I'm tap writing drum parts, and it's real easy. Roger uses the same machine, and he showed me how he does it for his stuff. I'm like, how are you getting these great drum sounds? And it's like this, and he taps the parts. It's like, okay, here's the verse, tap it in, and then you got it saved in the machine.
Yeah.
And then you can basically, as the machine is playing in sequence, you can call up what you want next. You want the verse, you want the pre-chorus, you want the chorus, whatever it is. And you just, and in sequence, record the whole thing. And then you've got the drum line. You've got the whole drum part done.
Okay.
And then you go back, and that's what I started doing. I already recorded to one of the songs that I wrote, one of my new songs. I recorded the drum part, and I've started using my acoustic to record just one of the guitar parts. And I'm running out of CPU, so I'm cleaning out my computer so that I can, do the whole thing. But that's what we'll be able to, like I'll be able to bounce this stuff, and I'll be able to collaborate back and forth. Because waves are waves. And so that's the point of my whole thing is I'll be able to collaborate and we'll be able to do, you know, you can say, hey, Scott, here's this guitar part. Here's this whole song. You know, here's how it goes. First part is the intro. The second part is whatever.
Yeah,
I'll just what the makeup is. You send it to me, and then from here, you know, or down there, doesn't really matter. But you know, I've got this.
Yeah, yeah, you can do your vocals
through right now.
Yep, you can.
And I could record from here as well. I could, you know, just get a lot more done in shorter time and just be more efficient.
Yeah, which is probably going to be the way to do it, right? Plus, I'll be able to do that from wherever I am. Right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing.
Yeah, wherever you are.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. If Rusty said that to me, he's like, dude, if you retire next July, like, where are you gonna go? I'm like, I don't know, anywhere. And he's like, what about your band, dude? You can't leave your band. I'm like, I know. That's another problem I'm having. Like,
yeah,
I can't leave you guys either. So
right.
I was like, I might be taking like a Blameless Project break, like when the snow hits.
Yeah, right. I got you. Going to head south. But then again, that could just be times when we're doing, you know, online rehearsals and stuff like that.
Yeah, right. Or, you know, writing new songs or whatever. This is new songs, November, December, January, and February.
Listen, if you look at Striper as a model, you know, those guys don't rehearse every Tuesday night. They have seasons where they're either rehearsing or they're writing, you know, and Michael Sweet's writing stuff and then he sends it out to the guys. They all live in different places.
Right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's seasons where they get together and they come and they do their shows.
Right. They do like a month of rehearsal and then they go out on the road and they do their stuff. Right. So
exactly.
Yeah. So that's not that big of a deal, you know. And that's kind of how everybody's doing it now everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Yeah. So that's
no doubt. You know, and it's just a way, and it's, you know, we use all this kind of stuff. We start getting used to this technology. We could teach the rest of the guys, and we can be more efficient and get a lot more done when it comes to writing, you know, when it comes to preparation for, you know, for shows, all that stuff.
Right. Yeah. And there's also like, it's not like, even if I'm, you know, in the RV or going where I'm going or doing whatever else, you know, like if we know we're going to, like, we've got like 20 shows booked and then over this 3-month period, like, all right, well now I'll be in Connecticut. Yep, right. Like I'll be in Connecticut and we'll
put all your stuff in your RV and we'll travel around in it.
Right. There you go. Shane will love that. Yeah. You're like, this wasn't part of the deal.
That was a joke.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
Yeah, but she's not here right now.
Shelly and I are going to get our own RV too. So, you know, we plan.
That'll be great when we show up in our own, you know, put Charlie and his dad and Tom in another one.
Yep. They can have the whatever.
They can have whatever they can get. Right?
The rhythm section.
The rhythm sections.
Rhythm section plus RV.
This is the rhythm section band. That's what we keep our rhythm section back there in the box truck.
You know, the one that says U-Haul on it?
Yeah. They like it back there. Really, they like it. You know, that's the whole, so they're suffering. It's all good, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we definitely have to, like, you know, when I get the other computer, I'll get everything running. So what I'm going to do is, because this computer still works, I can still use it for just about everything, except that, like, you know, it's 10 years old. So like, it doesn't even want to let me update anything. I've like taken so much stuff out of it already, like all my Excel files, all my pictures, all this stuff. And it's still just fighting me left and right. Like it's done. So what I'm going to do is that when I buy my next one, which is basically going to be this exact same computer, I'm just like, it's, you know, I talked to Shane about it, like, it's just going to be the music computer.
Exactly.
Because I don't have any need for it to be anything else. I can still take this one back and forth to work. I can still Zoom on this one. I can still, you know, I can do all my, like, you can still, you know, buy stuff off of Amazon on it or whatever else.
Right. Normal stuff.
Yeah. But the other computer, the new computer is just going to be music stuff.
That's it.
That's it.
Separately for the music. And that's, I think, where we're headed over here too. Same thing. You know, there's just too much, you know, keep the business separately from, you know, the music stuff.
Right. Exactly. So speaking of that, how are we coming along with like all the video footage and all of that?
I texted with Tim yesterday and he's got a couple of shorts or / reels done with God's Soldiers, which I haven't seen yet. I'm supposed to see him, I guess, this week. So I'm pushing him every day so we can at least get started. Let me see. And what let me go back to screen share again. And I should have, let's see, that's Facebook and former pages. Let me get rid of this again. I gotta, because it never lets me, well, let me try it one way or the pull this up. That's just my Facebook, but I wanted to go to our website and the work that I did. So the plan's going to be on our website. I did a lot of updating. I changed some fonts. I just did a lot. I spent a couple hours on it last Saturday. This EPK right here, it's got a it's going to have a password. So we send this link up here. See where I'm pointing?
Yep. Okay.
Okay, we send that link up. I'm looking at I've got I've got the big screen up here now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so send this link to anybody that could potentially book us. And we give them the password, which I can't remember if I made a password or not. I have to go back and check. I'm pretty sure I did. I wrote it in my notes.
But they'll be able to access it.
They'll be able to access the who we are and what we do, and get more details about booking us.
I like that it's password protected, because then you can put in just not even just like to say this is what we do, this is how much the cost or percentage or how we work things or whatever else, and this is it. So
that's exactly right. Yeah. So
cool. All right.
Yeah. So we're gonna have inside of that some of the stuff that Tim does for us, our video guy, in the EPK.
Okay. Yep.
So we'll load up kind of like in this page video. We've got, they'll come up. Okay, so Spectacle, which is a YouTube video, I think.
Yeah.
See, there's my computer moving. Okay, that's Strangers and Pilgrims Live, and then Spectacle, which was the old video before you joined.
Yep.
With our happy drummer.
I've seen it. He looks so ecstatic.
He looks so ecstatic. His foot was broken. Hope for today the original version without the choir. So basically same thing on EPK for venues. We'll put the videos specifically to what we did on May 12th.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because it's been a couple of months. I mean, I don't know how long it takes to do all this stuff or whatever, but
yeah, that's what I'm exactly. And I'm getting more than itchy, so I'm pushing them every day, to we need to start putting stuff up. So I'll be texting him again today, and we'll stop the share and get going on that.
Yeah, that's something that needs to be done. We got that's another thing too. I need to set this thing up so that at some point here, money starts to flow in from this. Of
course.
You know what I mean? So
I know this has been an 8-year.
Yeah, I know it has been. It's like almost 9 years for you guys, right?
Pouring in. So
it's time for that to start happening. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's for sure. And and we're good enough that that I don't think that's too much to ask. Like, it's the freebie stuff's gotta it's gotta stop.
I've said no to so many things this year. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just
we could have played, and I hate it because I see on Facebook and I look at people that that we all know, and they're out there playing and playing and playing and playing and playing, and the cover bands are playing and playing and playing, and we're rehearsing on Tuesday nights and preparing for something bigger. But so it's frustrating in the interim.
It is frustrating because I kind of I want us to get back out there, because I feel like I don't want us to get stale, and I kind of feel like that's what's kind of happening right now. Like, we're kind of that's why I'm when is this stuff going to be ready? Because we need to be able to put in shows together. So we should be able to be doing those shows twice a month. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Bigger show twice a month at the very least, right?
At the very least. So, yes, and we get that going.
Yep. Because we're prepared for it. We know we can do it.
And there's plenty of venues out there to do basically 24 shows a year, which is nothing.
Right. Yeah, but now that everything's paid for, you can do 24 shows a year. If the band's making,
and it could be something.
the band's making $3,000 in that. And I mean, granted, now we're going to be there. It'll be a 12-hour day for all of us, to show
maybe
up, set up, drive up, like, it's right. That may be the case, but either way, if each one of us is taking home, like $700 or $800, well then, okay, well that
worth it.
Right. That makes sense. Right.
Plus, and we're having a blast doing it. Absolutely.
Well, that goes without saying, right? You know what I mean? So that's, now you're, like you did a week's worth of work, a week's pay in a day for some people.
Yeah. Oh, for some.
Right. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Well,
it's a nice supplement, but it's also a good return on, the full investment, because there's a lot of investment of time and money in everything that we're doing.
Yeah, especially you guys. I mean, you guys have been doing it for so long. You've got, all 3 albums out and all this stuff and everything.
Paid the dues.
Yeah, you got all that music and everything that you wrote, and a lot of it's like really, really, really good stuff. And it's like, it's definitely worth it.
Exactly. So, speaking of which, I want to go back to something here. Let me move this. Can I move this? There we go. Okay. So here, this is opening act. This is the right. The thing that I submitted our stuff to, and I don't know how close you looked at this thing, but basically we're in a group. We're number 7 out of the top 15 in our group right now, and the other bands that are ahead of us, some of them are even single acts. I think one of them is even a rapper. I don't know.
Okay.
Or a DJ or something. Doesn't really matter, but the whole thing is that the people that become the headliner for this particular event are, they're big acts. They're not heavy metal acts like you and I, but I was real honest with who we are and what we do. I'm honest that, that we're a rock band, a hard rock band. We're Christian. We've opened for Striper, all that stuff. And I presented all that stuff in it, and on our what do you call it? Our page that they created for us, they've got Strangers and Pilgrims and I think God's Soldiers. We got 2 songs up on there.
Oh, good.
And and people have been listening to it, and that's where we're getting votes from people that we know, and we're getting votes from people that we don't know. And that's the stuff that they're hearing, and they're reading about us. It's real. So, I mean, for us to even still be in this thing and not be pushed out of it, because this is not a Christian contest, it's a secular event, which is fine too, and so, but I wanted you to see this where it says weekend challenge. I said, I got to show this to Jay, because maybe Jay can help us with this, help the band with this. Said we just got the other day saying, you made the top 15 cut, blah, blah, blah. And celebrate your achievement with a fun new music. Anyway, it said the weekend challenge: make a TikTok reel or YouTube short featuring one of your songs. You never know when your music might reach a new fan. And I know you do that stuff all the time.
Yeah, so
especially on TikTok.
I'll do a so what I'll do is that I'll do like a Strangers and Pilgrims, like a reel on Instagram, and then a TikTok as well. Okay. And then I'll do like God Soldiers tomorrow.
Awesome. And then what I'm going to send you, I'm going to copy and paste this link right here.
Okay.
Because this is the link that goes to our page and where people can vote.
Okay.
All right. And so let me get out of here. Actually, I didn't have to do that. I can just compose. And there you are. Opening act link. Oops. Didn't matter. There we go. All right. So there's the link right there. Go back to it.
I'll do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'll do that. I'll get that done this weekend.
That would be phenomenal.
It doesn't take hardly any time at all. Really.
Yeah, and you know what you're doing. So this is, I don't know if you've seen this, but this is what's coming up. This is our page that they set up for us.
So we got 5 days to make the top, and we're currently in the top 10 right now.
We're 7th.
Yeah.
Right now. So 5 days, 11 hours, whatever. And yeah, Strangers and Pilgrims and One of a Kind. These are the 2 songs that people can listen to when they go to this page. That's the link that I've been sending out. Yeah. When I'm reaching people to ask them to vote and stuff. And this is what they open up to. And then they can they can vote. So, but this, I'll show you. This is the group. These are the people. Oh, this chick went up. Okay. So we're 7th. So these are the people ahead of us. This dude right here, DJ so
DJ
this
Smo.
Dude, this chick, whoever these guys, and the Animal. That's the name of the band.
Okay.
Cool. Singer-songwriter dude. Who knows what this guy's doing, and he's hiding something there.
Yeah.
And then these 2 crazy guys, and then the rest. So that's the top 15 right there.
Cool. All right.
You know, the only movement I'm seeing is this one. She's moved up a little bit, but
right. That's all right. But it looks like, it's like it's very, very poppy.
Yeah, very poppy. Exactly. And then so I could do my vote today. You get a free daily vote, and then they look for verification either, and I verify with Facebook just because I have it. So it's all right. So and so now my vote, it's been submitted. Oh no, here you go, submit. And then they give you the option to buy votes, to put money in for votes and stuff like that to support the cause, which I never do. And I tell people, don't do that. You know, just vote.
Right. Just vote.
Let's just make it generically, you know.
That's cool. All right.
Yeah. It's our profile. So that's all I've done. I know, I'm positive nobody is, you know, has paid for votes for us.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't have to. That's that in itself, like.
Yeah, notice how the Christian event was a paid for as well. Isn't that crazy? It's just, and I understand what they're doing. They're raising money for to pay for what they're trying to do, but it's like, no.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to.
The musicians get treated like crap in that kind of situation, my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're raising money, and even when, like, if you got, I don't know, the fine print, if you made that, if you got to go down there and play, you pretty much had to pay your own way to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Texas.
Like, yeah, exactly. You know, like, no, man, if you win that, they should be like, all right, you know, we're paying for your flights or however you're getting down here. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, whatever it be, gas or whoever, you know. So that's exactly. You know, when you win something, it shouldn't be like, hey, you won. Now you've got all this stuff to pay for.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. It's like, congratulations. Go buy your plane tickets.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Go rent the van.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's and can you be here tomorrow? You know what I mean? You know, like, yeah, it's crazy. So all right, that's cool.
That's not what we're interested in. That's a bunch of jive as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
This one's in New York City. We can easily do that.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's it.
You know,
that's cool.
And you know, everything else is there, the stage, the back line, the PA, the whole thing. Plus, I guess, you know, big, well-known big name artists, you know, stuff like that. So
right. We'll probably be opening for like Snoop Dogg.
Somebody like that. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, that's why I was like, when I applied, I made a big deal out of making sure they know that we're not kids and we're a rock band.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Well, you and I are kids.
Yeah, we are compared to the rest of the band.
Yeah, right. You know, I think even Charlie's more grown up than we are.
He's definitely keeps us straight.
Yeah, that's for sure. Right. He's so funny. Sometimes I'm like, dude, you got to lighten up a little bit, buddy.
Charlie's intense.
Yeah, he is, but he's cool. He's great. Yeah. All right. So that's cool. So we got that going on. So we're going to, so we can definitely do this stuff, learn how to do all this recording remotely and stuff. And like once, that's another thing too. Once like we start getting clips from this guy, like you got to send them to me so I can use them.
Yep. And that's what I will be working on for the rest of the weekend.
You know, like even if it's like even photos from the event and everything we have, send them to me so that I can put them up on social media.
Yeah. And just flood the zone.
Yeah. You know, because that's what people look at, right? That's what they do. So, but like right now, all I've got is all the stuff that I posted every day for like a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We need the stuff from May 12th because that represents what we're trying, the lane that we're trying to create. And the venues, what we want it to look like, we want the whole thing to look like, the presentation. And so, you know, that's how the churches that we send these things to and the leaders and pastors, whatever, that's what they'll see, be able to make their decisions from. So, so that's my next conversation with Tim. And this week we should have stuff to get out. Yeah, we definitely need to be able to, you know, we need to be able to walk into places and say like, hey, this is us. Yeah, you know what I mean? Easily, without any kind of like, you know, here it is. Oh, and the other thing I got is I picked up a service where we can create a QR code. I did it for my business.
Okay.
You can do it for just about anything. And you can put so we can put our band website inside the QR code. Yep. So it's like, hey man, go to our website, scan the QR code with your phone, take a picture of it, and load it up into your, phone and on your computer, whatever, and go to this page, go to that page, sign up for the mailing list, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I can do all the stuff, right? And then when we do the mailing list, though, we gotta send it out once a month, man. We gotta send out an actual.
Well, these videos, we can do videos like this, talking about the band, talking about what we're doing and stuff like that. And these are people, you know what I mean? And I know this one isn't the type of video that we're going to send out, but this is the kind of stuff that we can record, talk about things band related and whatever, and then send them out. Because this goes to a cloud on Zoom, and it's just a link. So it's not like you're saving this big, massive, recorded file.
All right.
It's just a link on the cloud, and you can send that link out and say, August 5th, 2023, Scott and Jay, the Blameless Project, and
right.
Boom.
Off it goes. Well, that's another thing we need to start doing too. We need to start doing that, the whole, either podcast thing, or even if we don't do a podcast, if it's a YouTube thing, we just you know what I'm saying? He goes on the YouTube channel, once, whatever, once a week or something like that, or that we do, or twice, or even if we start out doing it bi-monthly.
Well, absolutely. And the cool thing is we can record it kind of like, the band Skillet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So John Cooper, lead singer of Skillet, he does one and he releases it on YouTube every Monday and other platforms, but he records it. He pre-records the show.
Yeah.
And he usually has guests or whatever, and he talks a lot about stuff going on in the country and whatnot. Cool show. He's such a cool guy, totally grounded, but such a cool rocker.
Right.
So cool. His whole anyway. He records it and then releases it. So
gotcha.
Shelly and I are going to be doing stuff like that for things that we're doing, kind of like you and Shayla would be doing if you guys were doing something for life coaching or whatever. I'm just saying, record it, release it, and that kind of thing. So that's what I'm just trying to make this a studio where you can do all kinds of production,
all that
from.
stuff. Yep. So that's
we have the tools. Let's use them.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's so I think we gotta basically figure out what we want, our first whatever cast to be. Are we gonna do something where we introduce the Blameless Project and go from there, or are we gonna do what would the theme be? You know what I mean? I always thought either whether it was religion and music sounds like something we could do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's as well. It doesn't always have to be a Christian band, but we can bring other musicians in and stuff like that. So which is
I'd love it, and people would come on it, and we could build something that way. I think, and then it just gives exposure to everything that we're doing,
and it would be cool to be have just musical guests all the time, even if we start out locally or whatever else, we get people on and, we sucker people into coming on with us. Right. And it would be fun to go through that. Even the one that I was on, he has 5, it's just about guitar players, and he's just got 5 basic questions. You know what I mean?
Oh,
and that was 45 minutes of, just talking about guitars and stuff like that. It's so easy.
Oh yeah, time flies like nothing.
Yeah, so we should definitely think about doing that. I mean, even we could even the first person we do, if we're gonna do the Blameless Project, we could bring Charlie in.
Yeah.
Right. And just have him be the first guest and be all right, how did you start playing guitar? When did you start writing these? What was your inspiration to writing all these songs? You know what I mean? So because it would be different than, especially if I was asking you guys more or less what was going on, then, for a first one. And then we'd have to go, and funny thing, you could bring in the guys from Crimson Rain or whatever. And, all those guys, you could do it like that. So I think that would be
so many people that we know that we could bring in. And then there's people that maybe we don't know, but this would be the reason to get to know them and bring them in.
Right. Yep. Exactly. And I've got tons of local bands through Instagram that I could ask those guys and they would definitely come on.
Absolutely.
I don't doubt that for a second, because it's going to be, and we could have everything. I would bring in a bunch of young metal guys too. You know what I mean? Just have them come on. We'll talk to them about guitar playing or whatever else, and or whatever, singer, drummer, whatever it is they do. What kind of equipment they use? What's their process? excuse me, their songwriting process, all that stuff, man. So that would be really super cool.
So for it.
Right. So having said that, like, when do you want to do the first one?
That's what I will do, and I'll commit this to you. By Tuesday, we'll have that date set. All right.
Okay.
I just want to go through the calendar.
And I think the first one to do, I think we should get Charlie and do him first.
I love that idea. And I think Charlie would
it introduces the Blameless Project, and it also gives Charlie and I, the chance to kind of be the lead on the band.
Yeah.
First of all, right. You know what I'm saying? And, even if it ends up being, maybe that one, I ask most of the questions of you guys.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it would
be great. I mean, I think
like as the host, I'll come at it as the host on that one. And then, as we move out, once we move past that, it would be a co-host thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I agree. And I think it's really cool because I'm basically like the founder of the band, and Charlie was my first guy in, but you're the newest member of the Blameless Project. And so it's really cool to have the newest member of the Blameless Project host a show where, with the founder of the band, we're interviewing a co-founder of the band.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
The two guys that have been there since day one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and it would be cool to start, like, how did you both get started in music? Like, one back and forth, and then how did you meet? What was the day that you decided that you wanted to do this, and that whole thing? Like, I could come up with a million questions.
I love it. I'm 100% for it.
But it would definitely be more of like a, like how it all came to be, would be like, that would be the big chunk of it, right? Because then what I would do is that, like, then we get some other people, and then you have Charlie back, and then you do, okay, this is what's happening now.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
What's happening now, right? That's like thing. So all right, so let's do that. Come up with a date for us to do that, and then, like, if we could do it weekly, that would be the best.
I agree. I think that there's so much that we could. So much we could do every week.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And we should do like all. I think it would be cool if we could just do. Would it be cool to have somebody in that's already like a big act or anything else like that? But I think it would be cool to just like, let's do people that are like trying to break through.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because there's plenty of them, and
yeah,
and we both know local people. I know so many people from the circuit that we've been on for these 8 years, and I know that a lot of them know that we're trying to like create a different path because, since I've said no so many times, there's certain events that they're not asking us back to right now,
okay.
And which is fine, because this is the way it's supposed to go for us right now. Cause we've kind of been like I don't know, like a path setter, we've kind of led the way to try to break the mold around here.
Right.
It's like this getting out of the same old thing and doing something newer and bigger and with more purpose.
Yeah. Well, what you don't want to be is, and again, I'm not throwing stones at anybody, but like you don't want to be Crimson Rain.
No.
Right. You don't want to be 10 years from now, still like, what are you doing? Well, I'm going up to Willimantic to play in front of 10 people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no, that's not what we want to do. You know what I'm saying?
I will tell you this right now, we will make sure that we get that. Hey, Bruce, I see Bruce over there.
Yeah,
we get that message across, because that's the current vision of this band right now. And maybe other bands will, jump on board, and we could start doing stuff in a kind of a bigger way.
Well, that's what I'm kind of hoping. Like, I hooked up with this guy on Instagram, and they're like a dark metal band and stuff. And
that's good, Jay. I'm glad you're walking in darkness.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, it's where I feel at home there. So, but like but still, it's just music. You know what I'm saying? So, but like one of the guys, he's playing at places here in Connecticut, I've never heard of. So these guys are like these are like, I don't know if they're underground metal clubs. I don't know what they are. You know what I'm saying? So, but I made contact with him, because like, where's this guy playing? Because we've never played any of these places, and it's not a bar. It's not like Jameson's Pub. It's something else. And I'm talking to him right now, trying to figure out like, where are these places that you're playing at? And like, and I know you're playing hard rock and heavy metal stuff, but like, what is it? Like, because we're not playing there.
Right.
Are there 200 people there a night? Because if there's 200 people there a night, we'll come play there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. We played a place a couple of times down in Hamden. That's not a bar. And why am I not remembering the name of the place? And it's still there. And they have a large venue and then a smaller one with and they both have stages and everything else. And we played the
let me get my phone so I can pull it up here.
Yeah.
All right, let me see here.
Take a look.
Okay, Instagram's open. Bikini. It's gonna take me a minute.
Jeez.
I tell Shayna all the time, like one of the bigger issues with like me being my age that I am, it's just like the algorithm, like even on TikTok, the algorithm's like, here's a band I'm looking at, here, why are they sending me porn? Here's the band I'm looking at, why, you know what I mean? The algorithm keeps throwing it at you, and I told her, I was like how I can only say no for so long.
That's why they keep throwing it at you.
That's right. Hold on a second, I'll find it. It's like he goes, I don't, what am I doing? I'll just look it up. Hold on.
Man, why is it not coming to my head?
Helps when you spell it right. There it is. Unknown Metal is a traditional metal band based in Connecticut. Hold on a second. But he did a bunch of stuff with like 7 or 8 other bands.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to send it. First I'm going to
Those are the kinds of things. We did a few of those. We're always the
Cellar on Treadwell in Hamden.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Yeah, they're playing there, and that they had. There's they're one of 1, 2, 3, 4 bands on that bill, and then Selden, 10 Selden in Woodbridge.
Haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, so that's they're opening for like some other band, and you can look, and there's like, they're just a bunch of guys just like us,
right?
But yeah, and then there's the Angry Hair in Newington, Angry Summer Metal Festival, 7 bands. So like that's
right.
So like I've never heard of any of this stuff.
Yeah, and like at the Cellar, and there's another place in Hamden as well, but none of them were money makers for us. There was a lot of bands. Some of them were horrible. Some of them were really good.
Yeah.
And it was fun, but it was not much different than going to Willimantic because if there's 200 people, yeah, I get it, because then you're getting good exposure and all that kind of stuff.
That would have been like going to Rhode Island when they're like, there's 700 seats. Okay, we'll spend some money and we'll go there.
Right. And exactly, if they were full. But the ones that we did, the multi-group shows that we did, rarely was there a lot of people there.
Really?
Yeah.
So this Angry Summer Metal Festival,
it sounds great. It looks great.
7 bands, food trucks, yeah. But again, like like you just said, listen, I'm looking on an Instagram post. Like I've never been there, done it. I just know that I'm just thinking to myself that you guys never mentioned this stuff to me.
Because for a reason.
All right. You know what I mean? And that's possible. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of, and also it's just trying to think of people we could open for, but that's like open for or play with or whatever else. But like the problem is that if we're going to open for somebody, we need to be opening for them like at at like Daryl's house, or like we're opening for them at
absolutely 100%.
Someplace like that, at the Chance. You know what I mean?
The Chance, go back to the Chance.
Or the actual Toads place.
Actual Toads.
You know what I mean? Like,
we won't play Lily's Pad anymore. We played there twice, and the stairway to get up there with equipment is enough.
Really? Yeah, and even then again, you do all that work and like nobody's there.
We actually had a good crowd one time at Lily's Pad, and I got off the stage and I was singing at the back of the room. It was a good night. It was a good night for us, but still, it's again, it's not the same thing it's not where we're heading. So
yeah, we definitely need to, like, when we go play somewhere, there needs to be some kind of traction that comes from that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, well, what we want is that if we play, let's just say we do one church function, we play at it, and we do really, really well. If we approach, we should be able to say, when we approach another church, we should be able to say, hey, listen, we played at Faith Church in New Milford, and we played a show, we played a 2-hour show, and we were able to raise like whatever, $1,500 or $2,000 that the church was able to keep, right? You know what I mean? And and then like, and then right, and then
that's the whole idea,
right? And then so they made this much on our show, and if you want, you like feel free to call them. You know what I mean?
That's
like
the whole. That's what we're going to build from this. That's what's going to come out of all this.
Yeah, call them.
That to me is something to get excited about.
Yeah, and I agree, because that's like, it was funny. My brother came in here and he's talking to me. He's like, Jay, I saw you guys live show, and I'm like, oh, thank God, because you're a music industry professional, so I'm definitely going to need your advice. Bruce, no, stay off of that. Not yet. I'm sorry, buddy. It's okay. So, but either way, so he says to me, he goes, the songs are good, and you guys are really great, but like, it's too preachy. It's like he's like, I love Stryper, but Stryper doesn't preach like these guys preach, and it's too preachy. And I'm like, well, then you're not listening to the words of a Stryper song. First of all, that
right, you're not listening at all, and you haven't been to a Stryper show.
No, right, exactly. So, right, having said that, so which is fine, you know what I mean. It's so like, but then again, if you only know like 3 Stryper songs, right, then you probably you may not know, right? Like he's heard To Hell with the Devil and Calling on You, and he thinks he knows everything about Stryper, right? So, you know what I mean? He's never heard The Rock That Makes Me Roll or any, we can go into it. But anyway, so I was looking at him and I'm like, Mike, I said, you have to understand something. And he's like, what's that? I was like, these guys aren't 38 Special or Kiss, right? They're a Christian band, and they preach in their music. It's what they do. This is their shtick. This is what the band is. Don't think that like that's what we are. You do realize that, right? We're music with a message. And where did you come see us play? In a church, right? You came see us play in a church. Okay. So on that night in front of that crowd, that's what you're going to hear. Like if we play The Chance, we might dial it back a little bit, but the music's going to be the same.
Music's exactly the same.
Like trying to explain to him, like the whole basis for the existence of this band is to send that message. Is that like, we all love to play and we all love to do this. And even though like I'm on a whole different level religiously than you guys are, and that's fine, but that's what the band's there for. That's what the band does. So and he's kind of looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, Mike, it's a different audience.
Yeah, you got to know who it is.
I mean, yeah, would it be cool like if we were able to go mainstream like Stryper or Skillet? I mean, sure, that would be fantastic. You know what I mean? But like, but if that's not necessarily the goal of the band, the goal of the band is just to be successful and to be able to get out there and spread the word and enrich people's lives. Like that, it's that simple.
Exactly.
That's why we're playing.
Exactly. Right?
We're
not telling people to jump off cliffs and do drugs and kill themselves.
No,
it's the exact opposite. We're
right, and exactly, that's exactly what's happening. It's just it's sending a positive message. That's Correct. What we do, and you know what I mean. And like I said, you that night were in front of this band's crowd.
Yeah,
you're just not used to being there.
Right.
I was like, look at those. You saw that one side. It was like a wedding. You had kind of, like that whole left side was the religious side, and the whole right side wasn't the whole religious side. But I was like, Mike, did you see how crazy those people were going? He's like, yeah. I said, those people were into it. Like they were feeling the moment. They were feeling the love. Well, whatever. You can call it what you want. They were in there closer to Christ, listening to the band. So you'd put it any way you want to put it, but they were.
Yeah, they were.
In those moments, they were, right?
Yeah,
and trying to explain to him that that's what we do, right? And and I think it kind of freaked him out a little bit.
Good. I mean, that's a good thing, because for him to even bring that up, that means something broke through in him. you know?
Right. Yeah.
And that's a good thing. You know, something positive broke through.
That's true. Right.
You know,
yeah.
That happens. You know how many times I've heard that? I've heard it a million times. And I'm like, awesome.
Yeah. Listen. Yeah, exactly. Like you noticed. Then if you noticed, then we did it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that is true. And what's funny too is I'm thinking to myself while he's telling me that, I was like, dude, if there's anybody on the face of this planet that needs Jesus, it's you. Like he is the poster boy for this boy needs Jesus.
Exactly. So it's like,
right.
It's like, you know, we're being preachy. Awesome. We got something to work with now.
Like if you told me you went to church on Sunday and you came like, you know, like straightened your life out and whatever else, because Jesus helped you do it, I'd be like, thank you. It's not often that I look up at the sky and say thank you, but today
I'm going to say it.
Yeah, I'm going to say thank you.
Because we're not going to hold back $700 for refrigerator.
Yeah, exactly. Just fighting over my dad for 7, you know, like, and you know, and then he's like disowned my father. He's like, I'm never speaking to you again. And my dad's like, fine, whatever, go away. You know what I mean? And even my mother was like, my mom's like, all right, fine. And my brother Billy and I are like, man.
Oh man.
$700.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen,
anyway,
man,
I'll let you go do your thing. So anyway, yeah, so let's figure out a date that we're gonna do, and then we'll bring Charlie in, and I'll ask you guys questions, man, and we'll just let the first one. I'll interview you two about the Blameless Project, and then we'll line up a second one. We'll probably be smart to like start thinking about who our second, third, and fourth.
Start planning. Yeah, who can we reach and book them?
Right, and then I think we should start like twice a month.
I agree.
Don't go every week. Just
bi-monthly.
Twice a month. Right, and then we'll put them out, and we'll put it out on YouTube, and it'll be cool, and we'll go from there.
That's awesome. All right, so Tuesday we'll set that up.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it'll be a blast too, and
I'm
you know,
fired up.
And then like I said, you know, in the next couple months, I'll have this, you know, like I'll be ready to go as far as like you know, the whole Protector project. You know, I'll be able to do that. Plus, no lie, I need some time to like acclimate to the 7th string and start writing some stuff with it too.
That's perfect. That's good. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
You know,
So
now
it's kind of
you graduated.
Right. I've graduated. So there is that. I think there's a little bit of like you know, it seems like bad timing, but I don't think it is.
No,
I think it's all kind of
not bad timing at all. These are all the things that people that work through this kind of stuff to where you could get impatient and discouraged. You work through this and you get to what you were actually, you know, working for. Right. And working toward. You got to work through this stuff and not let it keep you down. We're frustrated because, man, we haven't played live show in forever, and it feels like, and we can feel it, and we want to, and that's what we're built to do. But we're sticking to our guns and making sure that we get on the right track to be playing the right things for the right reason, you know. Right. And with Protector, you know, you're getting the right gear that's going to really represent your vision for that whole project. You know, and I agree. You know, one of the tools is your 7-string. So, that's it. And you've never been a 7-stringer. Now you are. So, go get it, brah. That's it. I'll take care of it, man. I'll take care of that side. All right, you work on 7 strings. I'll work on bar chords. How about that? That sounds like a great idea. A flat, B flat. I've been doing it. That's been part of my practicing, and so yeah. Anyway. Yeah, and no, I hear you. The best way to do it is to do what you're doing at rehearsal. Like even with the guitar solo stuff and playing the harmonies, you just got to get up there and you got to screw it up 50 times. And then like the last time we did it, you were like, hey, like that was it. That was it. Yep. We got it. Right. You know what I mean? So, got it. And it did sound good because I could hear you clean as a whistle. It was great. So, all right, dude, I'll let you go do your thing, and we'll have a blast doing this podcast stuff. All right. I'm looking forward to it, brother. All right, Scott. Thanks so much, buddy. Jay. Enjoy the rest of the day. I'll see you Tuesday. I will be there. All right, man. All right. I'll see you later, pal. All right. Take care. Be there. Be square. Let's see. There we go. Later, bro. Later.